Okay, so this is the Eleksmaker Egg. Eleksmaker Egg. God, they don't make it easy to pronounce, do they? So I'll be following the instructions from the wiki Eleksmaker, and I'll just add in a few things that I found out after constructing it. I've already constructed it twice now, so the first time was yeah, the software didn't work. Everything else kind of worked, but yeah, and the second time I made a few mistakes. So if you're following, for people who want to follow it, this will be a better version. Okay, so we get this piece. There are two pieces. One has a hole, one has two holes, one has a slot. Take the slot one. Now we've got one of the stepper motors. This will go on like this. The connector going down. Now we have the M3 shim and the M3x12 nut. And what we need is the medium hex, and we need 4 of them. Alright, nice and tight. And we also need one of the holders, I guess they are. The grommet goes at the back, and we've got a short thumb screw, and line up the indent, I guess you call it, and just finger tight this till you find it. Yeah, that's good. Okay, take the other side. Okay. No, it's this one. So this is one of the ones without a grub screw. If yours has a grub screw already installed, it's the wrong one. And these are the M3x14, and we've got some Nylox nuts on the end. Okay, so just tighten these up. You may need to use something to hold it. Okay, so that is going to eventually sit like that. So we take a rule rod and we do up the grub screw. Goes in there. Now I've found if you're using an egg, I'm not sure in your country how big your eggs are, but a large Australian egg requires 2 springs. And once again, with the rubber grommet out, short thumb screw, and there. So step 3 is to do the, I forget which is x-axis and y-axis, but we'll find out soon enough. This is positioned towards the top, but depending on the size of your egg or whatever you want to draw, this can be adjusted down, but we'll put it up at the top for the moment. So they are M3 12s with the connector down once again. Now this also takes the short pin lead, and likewise this one takes the long one. It can only go in one way. Okay, they're different sizes, so it is important which end you put in, which I hadn't noticed before. Okay, we get to the arm. It's quite a tight fit on this. It's like that. To M2 16 bolts. This is super fiddly. Take your time. There's no speed awards, unless you want there to be speed awards. Alright, I'm just going to do a finger tight because that's really quite snug. And we need the backing plate here. This also has a grub screw. These are the M310s. It only needs 2 of them. Okay, so up to step 5. Now this one was the one that stumped me initially. And even so, it's not a very good design. But basically you have the arm, and it will go down like this. So you need to get your bolt. Actually, the spring needs to sit in there. And this has to fit over here. Now it's not really important which side it is because they're basically the same. So what I do down here, like that. That looked easy, but I've done it a few times. Through there, there, and here. Now unfortunately, here is the design flaw. Doesn't matter how much you strengthen that, that will never do that. So later, but yours might be alright, okay? Later I'm going to replace it with this. It's a slightly thicker screw. Now, so just see how yours goes. This, however, can tighten, but you can over tighten it. So depending on the device you're using, pen, you may need to splay that out a bit. It's loose, and the easiest way just to do that, just so it fits. Then it can clamp down, and that's quite sturdy. In fact, it's so sturdy you don't even really need this at all, but depends. Okay, step 6. We take this, the base plate, and this will sit on here. Yes, it's important that one end, power cord, and this are up against one end, because that will match. Actually match this one here. Once it's in. So you can see the power cord will go through here, your USB connection will go through there. We take our, whatever you call these, M5 slider. I don't know why they're called an M5 slider. They're just okay. Just roughly match them up. You will need spacers. This is to stop any potential electrical contact. Okay. gently. And these are M310s. Don't do these up all the way just yet, because you'll need to find them here. Pardon me. Okay, so like I said, that will go like that. Right, nice and tight. Slide that all the way to the back. So again, power, USB connection, and do these up. Quite tight, actually. Because I've found when you're plugging and unplugging this stuff, if it's not tight, it will slide back. Obviously not over tight. Okay, that's what we got. This is the front. This is the back. Okay, next most important thing. 2 on this side. And 2 on this side. Then you can put this on. Right, this goes in here. This is the back. This is the front. These are the M310s. It's just a cover plate. It's not super essential. Just makes it look a little bit nicer. Right, long thumb screws, I assume. And these are designed to be kept loose because depending on, well, adjustable. It can move. See, if you had a large one, put it in the center, small one, etc. So I'm going to put it there, but that tightens as per object. Okay. Now this has a little grub screw, the flattened piece of the shaft, what you're looking for. This is also adjustable, so try and get it out there, I'd reckon. Okay, now we have a little arm. This will adjust depending on how it will be set up. So in its up position it will be like that. When it's laser on it will actually flip down like that, which will lower it. But I won't do that. Try not to move that willy-nilly. Okay, we get to the bottom. The yellow side, maybe it's yellow, anyway, goes on like that. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So the x-axis goes in the first one and the y-axis goes in the second one. Okay, and you've got the power on, power off button. See how we did. Now try not to move this too much, because there is a chance it will actually feed back into the system, and this is obviously a motor. Motors can generate electricity. That electricity can feed back into this, so try not to do that. Check your cord. I try not to leave this on for too long. Right. I'll hook it to my computer. My computer is already set up with the software. And I'll just do I won't show the driver install, that works. Just waiting for Eleksmaker to boot up. Press the thing. Alright, I'm just pressing the X, that works. Right, and you can also set home. So, there it is.